I'd like for you to go on a journey with me if you could for a moment. Imagine you have eternal life. You are immortal. You are functionally immortal. You cannot be destroyed by disease. You cannot be smushed. You cannot be smashed. You regenerate at a moment's notice. And you tell all your loved ones and your friends and people you can trust that you are immortal. They say, "Oh, that's amazing. You should donate your blood to science." But you don't want to do that because you just want to be immortal because you want to feel special. You are the only immortal person functionally and truly. Everybody else is trying to be immortal just like you. Your friends and family get jealous, but you tell them that you made a wish on a genie's lamp, or maybe a comet flew past, and you are quite clever, and you don't want to tell anybody about your special ability to functionally be immortal. So you keep it and covet it to yourself. You are immortal. Now, let's take this very same concept and push it further. 100 years pass. You watched your mother get old, the very woman who nurtured you, the very person who you gave all your entire soul and life to, the very same woman who you gave every essence to, and she is gone. Your father, who you finally had a great relationship with because you watched him get old, and he could no longer be mean to you, he can no longer insult you, he can no longer hit you with jabs to your soul. You become really good friends with him. He's a really good friend, but a really bad parent. And sometimes you really need a really good friend, and he gave you advice that he probably couldn't give you if you were younger and probably didn't want to give you, but you feel very close to him now, but you watch him pass. Your siblings, your brother, who you had this fun rivalry with, now you watch him get old as you stay joyful and youthful and full of vigor. And your sister, who you teased, now is an old lady, decrepit, going through dementia, and you watch her forget everything, how to hold a spoon, and you can't do anything about it. Your friends, your best friend, gone. Your regular friends, gone. You had a wife, you had kids, they're gone. And you watched your child get old, and everything's gone. 200 years pass. You have a new family. They're amazing. You've cultivated new friends and you're excited. The pain of the past is no longer even in your mind. The forethought is gone. You don't even think about it. It is amazing. You're having a fun time and you think to yourself, yeah, I can do this. This is amazing. 150 years pass and the same exact pain that you didn't want to feel happens, and you think you've mastered it. You think you've got it deep inside your skull. You think you've cultivated a way to get past this numbing feeling, this past this numbing feeling, this past this numbing feeling, and you're immortal. So you have time to think about a way to get past it. So you try it again. 150 more years pass and it happens again, and you feel like a hamster stuck in a loop over and over again. You keep reliving this very same pain. You keep reliving this over and over again, and it's disgusting. And you hate that you have to deal with this. And it's not fun. It's not new. It's not great. You don't feel amazing. You don't feel like you've accomplished something. You're just immortal. So you decide to donate your blood and body to science. And they perform all kinds of experiments on you. They smash you, crush you, try to freeze you, drown you, they try to burn you, and they realize you're functionally immortal. All foods come to a certain blandness. You've explored every avenue of existence. You've met everybody on the planet at least once. You've memorized special things about them, and you try to meet every baby, and you know every politician, and everybody knows you, and you've learned things, and it's boring. Everything falls to a relative flatness. You say, "Oh, there is no meaning in existence," and you realize that's stupid. You realize that's idiotic. There is a meaning in existence. The question in itself you discover is stupid. Obviously, there's a meaning to this, so you look for it. You climb Mount Everest 57 times in a row, knowing you can't pass away. You save hikers, thinking that's your new purpose, but it gets boring after a while. They think you're a cryptid. The immortal man is what they call you. Oh, you are amazing. You can do everything you've ever wanted. You skydive without a parachute just to feel something, but everything calls to a relative flatness. And you think to yourself, maybe I need to go into the woods. Maybe the answer is in a shack in the woods. So you say to yourself, okay, I will live in a shack in the woods. And you learn the language of the bears, you learn the language of the trees, you learn the meaning of the earth. You think you've got it, and then you crave human interaction because animals can't speak English. And you really want to speak English with somebody. You really just want to play Mario Kart with someone. So you go back to regular society, and you integrate and everybody's forgotten about you. Nobody cares about the immortal man. You're a legend. No one cares. No one cares. So you go back. You try again with a family. You try again. You try again. You try again. But guess what? There's a new pain, a certain dullness. You see someone that looks exactly like your first wife. You see someone that looks exactly like your children. And you don't know what to do. You see someone that looks a bit like you. Is this a hallucination? No, it is not a hallucination. These are real people. After a long enough time, there's obviously going to be somebody that looks like you. That's just regular. That happens. Humans aren't infinitely genetically coded. There are people that look alike all the time. Even in your day and age, people look alike all the time, and you're immortal. So you decide to fund a space program. You make the biggest space company on the planet. You decide that you are going to conquer the stars. Wait, you think that's a stupid idea. The instant you get to the end of it, you need to conquer Earth first. For science, you go across the bottom floors of the ocean and you discover every fish, you discover every cryptid, you discover every secret, every wonder of the world. You figure out why the radio waves of the Bermuda Triangle are so weird. You discover everything. You finally figure out where the clit is. Everything is great, man. Everything's fantastic. And you're doing everything for humanity. You're doing everything for everyone else, and it makes you feel fulfilled. So you decide to become a martyr. You are the third coming of Jesus Christ. It is you. The second coming happened already, and the rapture happened, but these are the rest of everybody. You thought to yourself. But the second coming was actually when he came back from the dead. To some people, it's very interesting between new Christian groups. There's a new religion that rised up, by the way. They worship you. They think you are amazing. Let's not worry about that. We're not worrying about the specifics. Let's talk about you, right? You're immortal. So you decide to yourself, what if I make life on earth heaven, right? I can give to others what I so lack. So you give everything to make life on earth heaven. You try to understand every viewpoint. You try to understand the left, the centrist, the middle, the right. You try to understand everything, every Zionist. You try to understand everybody that worshipped the worst part of Germany. You try to worship all the people. You try to figure out China. You try to figure out Japan. You try to mend together North and South Korea, and you actually accomplish that, and it's amazing. And you figure out the meaning of music, the meaning of air. You figure out all of it, and you discover how to make life, and everyone's happy. And you create a utopia on this planet, and you have cured all disease, and you've done it. Everything. You've done everything for humanity because you're immortal and you had time. So you did it. And so you decide to start a family. And lo and behold, the family's amazing. You have so many memories. You go to Disney Universe because you've conquered Disney World. And you do all these amazing things. Nobody has to worry about money. Everybody gets $5,000 a month. The world is run by AI robots, but those AI robots also gain sentience. So a new race of things will have to be created after that. And everything's great. Everything's fantastic. And you feel amazing. You're over the moon about everything you've accomplished. And 150 years pass and your family passes away and they die. They die. And you thought you've escaped the sadness. Nobody else can feel sadness but you. And now you are again left alone in your own immortality. And you watch as the people you've grown so close to, everybody you love dearly within your chest, within your soul, and they pass away and they're gone. And they keep passing and they keep going, and you get sadder and sadder and sadder each time. And it hurts worse each time. And you think to yourself, is this the meaning of existence? And you don't know. And you begin to break down and cry. And you don't know how to feel. And you hate the fact that you know so much. And this knowledge is nothing but a burden. So you research how to end yourself. You research the perfect plan. You plan it all out. You do everything in your power. You say at the event horizon, I will reach a singularity. I will spaghettify inside of a black hole. So you build a space ladder to a black hole, and it's a big event. It's streamed everywhere. 6 billion viewers. Everyone is watching. It's so nice. You take the space ladder to the event horizon. You spaghettify. Sadly, it is not in you. You just continually go through a loop of endless suffering and torment. 227 years pass. The black hole has stopped black holing. The gravity has sucked out of itself, and you are drifting through space cold, alone. And you could really use a conversation right about now because stars don't speak English, so you hurl towards back. You use ever so slight momentum to get back. 3,000 years have passed. It's completely different. Nobody knows who you are. You fall from the sky. Humans don't look the same. You look strange to them. An evolution has happened where people have no longer the requirements for mouths. They can communicate telepathically, thus destroying the entire need of written language and all kinds of different languages. It was just all one language that could be immediately transmitted inside the head. They thought that'd be better. But how do they breathe, you might ask? Well, their ears got a lot bigger. It's very strange. And you are the oddball out because air is different. You haven't breathed in air because you didn't really need it, so you just rip off your mouth completely. And you try to communicate telepathically, but you can't. So you're really alone yet again. But you're talking to them somehow, and it's nice. But you can't initiate conversation. You can only have conversation be directed towards you, and you're trying to figure out the trick, but you just can't. 100,000 years pass. Humans are gods. They are amazing. They feel the power of the earth coursing through them. However, they themselves are not immortal, same as you. It is sad. 7 million years past, the earth is gone. You're drifting through space. A supernova wiped out the entirety of Andromeda Galaxy, and the Milky Way, all completely gone. And so you drift to a planet made entirely of water. And throughout the entire ocean floor, there's no creatures on this water planet. And you see a small amoeba. A tiny, small amoeba. And you know that this amoeba is going to turn into human life. So you make sure it does. You watch the fish walk on land, proving evolution, thus making you the new god of the world, thus making you the religion that every dinosaur follows, every Homo erectus, Homo diogenes, Homo sapien, everyone will follow you. You are a new god. So you start a family. And it feels like the first time you started a family. It's been so long. You've been craving this. And then they die. And it's the same pain over and over again. And it's the same pain over and over again. And it's the same pain over and over again. And it's the same pain over and over again. It hurts, doesn't it? And you start to pray. Please take away this immortality. I do not wish to be here anymore. This is disgusting. I don't want to see anything else. But you alone are the passenger within the prison that is your own body. Do you go crazy? You've held on to some small bit of sanity. I'm sorry for you. This is the burden of immortality. I'm sorry.